1, 2, 3, sound check. 1, 2, 3, sound check. 1, 2, 3, this is sound check. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, participants and guests at the 25th Jubileum ICT Forum TIBO. For 25 years in a row, the TIBO Forum has been gathering all stakeholders that determine the development of the information and communication sector of Belarus, as well as representatives of government agencies, developers, and suppliers of ICT solutions, educational and research and development institutions, a broad range of users of ICT products and services. For the first time, TIBO happened on the dawn of informatization age when mobile solutions and internet were just born. Personal computers, networks, technological innovations, and gadgets and new services before they were widespread in the market were demonstrated at the TIBO. TIBO Forum has become a father for many specialized events like Bank IT, Business Internet, and many others. A great role of TIBO is in shaping the digital community, popularization of Internet and other services among the population, readiness of the population to live in the information society, to engage youth in professional IT community, and developing its own information industry. On May 17th, there's the International Community Day established by the International Telecommunications Union. On this day, there will be awarding to the prize winners of the TIBO-2018 competition and the competition of startups under the Committee of Science and Technologies, Belarusian Union of Youth, and Eurasian Economic Commission. Belarus ICT Startup Award, Junior Startup Awards will be presented. Last year, the International Telecommunications Union decided to reorganize its zonal office in CIS in Georgia to make it a regional unit. It was proposed by Andrei Kabikov, Prime Minister of Belarus, when meeting the General Secretary of IITU, Halin Zhao, in Minsk, Belarus last year. Thanks to the new status, more projects and regional initiatives will be implemented. The ceremony of the official opening of the 25th Forum TIBO starts with the welcoming speech by the Minister of Telecommunications of Belarus and the co-chairperson of the organizing committee, Mr. Sergei Popkov. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, as our speaker said, for 25 times in a row we gather here in Minsk. 25 is a nice figure, and this is a digit which means maturity. And we started some time ago when we presented services of fixed communications, radio communications, TV. And as the technologies progressed, as new services were introduced, and as decisions were made to develop digital transformation in all sectors of economy in the world, we have been transforming our exhibition, and the motto of this Congress is digital transformation of economy. So this event is to show the achievements that we have in our country, novelties that are going to be introduced in global economies and the countries in the future. And you know that the head of the state of the Republic of Belarus, President Lukashenko, has highlighted the way for further development of our country. This is to build an IT country through innovative development, through introducing and applying nano and biotechnologies. And this is a very significant task. And today's forum that we are launching today, throughout this week, will help us, all of us, understand things after listening to international experts, after taking a look at the latest achievements that will be introduced at the exhibition, and then we will understand how we shall progress, what things have to be boosted, what things have to be expanded, modernized, mainstreamed, and scaled up, considering the technologies that we already have today. Well, I was speaking from my heart, and now I'm going to continue reading the text. Please let me greet you on behalf of the organizing committee of the 25th Anniversary ICT Forum TIBO-2018. For 25 years, on behalf of the Government of the Republic of Belarus, the Ministry of Communications and Informatization, together with other government stakeholders, specialized business associations, professional associations, research and development, and educational institutions, annually holds the International Forum on Information and Communication Technologies called TIBO, here in Minsk. For all these years, the TIBO Forum served as the most important platform for discussing a wide range of issues with competent specialists. They discussed the strategy for the development of the IT sphere in the Republic of Belarus and the formation of the state information policy. The TIBO Forum of 2018 has two significant features. First of all, it is a jubileum forum. Second, it is held when the President and the Government of Belarus proclaimed the national priority to have the creation of an IT country, which means comprehensive use of ICT technologies in all spheres of the society. The TIBO 2018 Forum is called upon to contribute to development of the concept of IT Belarus, and after the forum, we have to outline comprehensive action plan for integrated digital transformation. In the modern sense, the IT country has many meanings, and one of the meanings of the term is a country which has high living standards and quality of life for the population based on highly developed national IT industry and efficient application of information technologies in all spheres of life of the state and the society. Right now, our country already has baseline conditions for tackling the ambitious goal of building an IT country. We have highly developed our own telecommunications infrastructure, which ensured that the Republic of Belarus is top 32 in the ICT development ranking under the International Telecommunications Union. We are actively working on introducing new standards of both cellular and fixed communications. Further development of modern technologies will enable to introduce industrial internet, Internet of Things, cloud technologies, distributed transaction system technologies, big data, and other technologies. In the country, we have a powerful data processing center and centers that have been created to provide the establishment of high-speed branch corporate networks. Electronic systems of national scale are being created. A single education space, a national paperless trade system, and e-health system. A unified system of identification of legal entities and individuals is being established, as well as the ID card of citizens of the country and other technologies. The country has created and now supports and constantly upgrades main baseline elements of e-government. Thus, much has been done already, but more needs to be done in order to fulfill our ambitious plans. I'm thankful to our guests from abroad for coming here under our invitation to visit our country, to present their information on development and creation of information society in their countries. I have always been saying that we are ready to learn, to study good and new things and practices that are being developed in other countries. At the end, I would like to say that I'm convinced that the TIBO Forum will enable us to merge our efforts to create an IT country, Belarus. Thank you. The Republic of Belarus has been actively participating in shaping of the digital agenda of the Eurasian Economic Committee. We give the floor to Pavel Tkachov, who is going to read a welcome speech on behalf of Tigran Sergisyan, the chairperson of the board of the Eurasian Economic Commission, to participants of the 25th International ICT Forum TIBO-2018. Distinguished participants of the forum, today, when the world economy is at the stage of radical transformations and digital transformation touched both the daily life of citizens and business and the system of public administration, it is extremely important to hold international events like the TIBO Forum with the purpose of sharing experiences and working out common solutions. Understanding the importance of coordinated actions in our common market, the heads of state of the members of the Eurasian Economic Union approved the main directions for implementing the digital agenda. The relevant work has been organized in the formats of coordinated policy and joint implementation of digital projects. All this has two goals. First is integration, to prevent the emergence of variance on the technological principle and to increase the openness of the economies of the countries of the Union. The second goal is to achieve global competitiveness and integrate into world trade relations. The Eurasian Economic Commission considers the International TIBO Forum as an opportunity to form a common vision of specialists on priority solutions and projects relevant for two or more countries of the Union that will strengthen our common market and enhance competitiveness in the world arena. At the TIBO Forum, the Eurasian Economic Commission will have a number of events, including roundtables, Eurasian digital initiatives and projects, and digital agriculture in the countries of the Eurasian Economic Union. Also a workshop called Digital Transformation of the Economy of the Eurasian Economic Union, Information Security, and a Transport Confidence Area in the framework of Union. Within the framework of TIBO, the seminar of the contents of innovation projects, Eurasian Digital Platform, will be held. I wish all the participants of the TIBO Forum to have successful and fruitful work. Chairperson of the Board of the Eurasian Economic Commission, Tigran Sergisyan. Please let us give the floor to the honorary guest of TIBO 2018, the head of the Egyptian delegation, Nermin El Saadani, Deputy Minister of Communications, of Information Technology, and of the Arab Republic of Egypt.
Your Excellency, Mr. Sergei Popkov, Minister of Communications and Information of Belarus, Ministers, representatives of official delegations, private sector, ladies and gentlemen, I have the honor to convey to you today the greetings of His Excellency, the Egyptian Minister of Communications, Engineer Yasser Al-Adi, who has not been able to join our elite gathering today due to previous commitment. I would like to extend my sincere thanks to His Excellency Mr. Popkov, Minister of Communication of Belarus, for his kind invitation for us to join this elite gathering and participate for the first time in the 25th International Forum Exhibition on Information Telecommunication Technologies TIBO of Belarus. Egypt and Belarus' excellent relations has been further strengthened since the historic visit of His Excellency the President of Belarus to Egypt in mid-Jan 2017, and his meeting with his counterpart, President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, the Egyptian President, which fostered the bilateral cooperation in many areas of common interest, including ICTs. Following, we have been honored last April by the important visit of His Excellency, the Minister of Communications of Belarus to Egypt, during which we exchanged views on the significant development of our sectors. His Excellency Mr. Popkov as well met the Prime Minister of Egypt, who witnessed the signing of a memorandum of understanding between the two countries, setting the stage for bilateral cooperation. In addition, we signed as well scientific and educational cooperation agreement between the Belarusian State Academy of Telecommunications and our Institute of Communications and the National Telecommunication of Egypt. I'm visiting your country today for the first time, and I am impressed by the number of participating countries, the number of exhibitors, visitors, as well as the setup of the forum agenda that reflects the latest technological trend in the world, making it one of the most important platforms aiming to improve the future of governments and people using ICTs. Ladies and gentlemen, considering the current revolution of information technology and communications, no country can achieve the sustainable development goals at all levels without considering ICT as a tool and fundamental pillar. Perhaps our forum this week is held today while the world is caught at crossroads between the revolution of digital technologies and the successive social economic changes. Hence, we should bear the responsibilities, duties to realize the aspirations of our people, bearing in mind as well those challenges. Egypt has set its 2030 strategy, a vision of a growing state that is based on the fact that the robust ICT sector is vital for any nation development, growth, and key tool to achieve any goal at the different sectors, whether health, education, water management, and others. The Egyptian ICT sector achieved the highest growth rate for the past 10 years to reach 12.5%, recording the highest growth over all other sectors. We also contributed to the gross domestic product, the GDP, by 3.2%. Our experts of the ICT services based on outsourcing and offshoring industry has increased to $1.87 billion. We have launched our 4G services, and we are currently preparing the studies on the implementation of the 5G. Successfully built 4 new technology parks and are planning to establish 6 more parks. While I'm aiming to share with you our successful developments, we realize that the road is still full of challenges that we need to collaborate with our international partners to overcome and leapfrog together. We admire and appreciate the developments that are taking place here in Belarus, and we look forward that during our visit we will learn more about the ICT sector and set a plan how to cooperate and partner together to lead both our regions. I would like to reiterate my thanks again to His Excellency and Mr. Popkov, the Minister of Communications, for his kind invitation, and I look forward to our cooperation on bilateral discussion during this week. Thank you so much, Your Excellencies.
The floor goes to the head of the regional office of the International Telecommunications Union of the CIS, Kirill Aparin, who will read the address of Mr. Haolin Zhao, the General Secretary of the ITU.
Allow me to read the speech of the General Secretary of the International Union of Telecommunications, Haolin Zhao. Ваше Превосходительство, уважаемые...
It is a great pleasure and honor to extend a greeting to participants and guests of the 25th Anniversary International Forum for Information and Communication Technologies, TIBO-2018, which opens today in the capital of the Republic of Belarus, hero city Minsk. For several years, the International Telecommunication Union has been participating in this annual high-level forum organized by the Ministry of Communications and Informatization of the Republic of Belarus, jointly with other government bodies. And I would like to extend my heartfelt thank you to His Excellency, Mr. Sergei Popkov, Minister of Communications and Informatization of the Republic of Belarus, for the invitation to participate in this significant for the entire region event. We live in the era of the global information society, or, as they say now, the era of digital transformation of most of branches of the economy. In the entire world, a great attention is paid to information and communication technologies, ICTs. ICT as a powerful tool to meet challenges in the field of public administration, education, health, and well-developed ICT infrastructure has become one of the most significant indicators of the country's success. I am glad to note that, according to the 2017 Measuring the Information Society report, the Republic of Belarus is ranked 32nd and is the leader, #1, in the development of information and communication technologies in CIS region. Compared to the previous year, the Republic of Belarus has managed to improve its access sub-index, +3 points, and use sub-index, +2 points. and remains one of the global leaders in terms of the Human Development Index, 5th in the world. The report indicates that due to the wise and persistent policy, Belarus was created a well-developed infrastructure which allows providing the population with quality and affordable fixed and mobile broadband services. In the ITU, we are sure that successful implementation of the state program on development of digital economy and information society of the Republic of Belarus will enable this country to consolidate and improve its position in the ITU rating through further deployment of LTE networks in the country regions, development of optical fiber networks, satellite communication, digital television, and cloud technologies. Thank you, Haolin Zhao. Ваше Превосходительство, коллеги, друзья.
Your Excellencies, friends, colleagues, I would like to take this opportunity and to congratulate on my behalf you on the Victory Day, the victory of the Soviet peoples in the Great Patriotic War of 41-45. We all know that Belarus suffered the most by losing each fourth of its citizens. Practically all villages and cities were destroyed, including the hero city of Minsk. And today Minsk is one of the most beautiful cities in our region. I would like also to mention our professional day, the Radio Day, which we celebrated on the 7th of May. And I would like to extend my thanks to the Ministry of Information and Mr. Popkov personally for increasing our status, the status of our office, to the regional status. Thanks to the effective work of the Ministry of Communication and Informatization of the Republic of Belarus, hopefully we'll meet your expectations and the ICT in our country will be even more extended and extensive. And I would like to wish prosperity to our country, peace, and we will ensure the sustainability of the development. I would like to wish the success, new constructive ideas and solutions to the participants of this forum. Thanks for your attention. This year, within the TIBO forum, the first time we're holding the Eurasian Digital Forum, we're going to discuss the issues of the harmonization of digital agendas of different countries, the Eurasian, European Union, and other integrational units. I would like to give the floor to the head of the EU delegation to Belarus, Ms. Andrea Victorin.
Minister, esteemed guests, excellencies, I'm really happy to be here today in the opening of this very important forum that focuses on challenges and opportunities in the area of digital economy and society. And let me first of all congratulate TIBO to its 25th anniversary. I think this is an important date. Since May 2015, efforts in the European Union have been focusing on the implementation of the digital single market strategy that aims to improve access to goods and services for consumers, to facilitate cross-border cooperation for businesses, develop infrastructure, and prepare the European Union to reap the benefits of a data-based economy. The 9.4 million consumers of Belarus are also stakeholders in the success of the digital single market. DSM benefits could be shared by Belarus after approximating national legislation to EU acquis and implementing its digital strategies in line with EU norms and best practices. This applies to all priority topics where we agreed to focus our digital cooperation. The last Eastern Partnership Summit, and before this, the second ministerial meeting on digital economy in the Eastern Partnership, confirmed the clear joint commitment of all sides to deepen digital cooperation and strive to achieve concrete and tangible results by 2020 for the benefit of our citizens and businesses. I welcome the key role and the continuing support of Belarus to the harmonization of digital markets in the Eastern Partnership, both on a political level at the relevant ministerial meetings, as well as at technical level with the active participation of Belarusian experts in all 6 EU for Digital networks. In particular, I welcome the leading role of Belarus in the EU for Digital network on electronic trade and its components. The interest and the commitment of Belarus for deepened cooperation with the EU and other Eastern partners in this area is also demonstrated by the forthcoming Eastern Partnership Informal Partnership Dialogue, which Belarus will host in Minsk on the 21st, 22nd of June 2018, with the presence of Commissioner Hahn and Commissioner Gabriel, and which will include a sectoral part on digital economy and society. This high-level meeting aims to focus further and to accelerate the Eastern Partnership cooperation in this area for achieving the agreed targets set for 2020. And I really sincerely thank the Minister for his support and that Belarus will host this important event. To support the digital cooperation with Belarus and other Eastern Partnership partners, the European Commission has adopted at the end of 2017 EU for Digital, the first EU-funded regional action in the Eastern Partnership region, focusing exclusively on the digital economy. Making the harmonization of digital markets a reality will require significant resources that will be drawn via complementary instruments, additional resources at regional level, bilateral programming between the EU and Belarus, and resources from the international financing institutions and other donors, as well as the digital window of the external investment plan. And I'm really confident that the moment we signed the partnership priorities between the European Union and Belarus, we will really promote this cooperation. I wish you a very successful conference. I think this is a perfectly organized forum for exchanging experiences, building new networks, and I wish you a lot of success in these coming days. Thank you very much.
Для приветствия к участникам форума приглашается генеральный директор исполнительного комитета регионального содружества в области связи Нурудин Мухиддинов.
So, dear Sergei Petrovich, dear participants of the forum, dear guests, allow me to once again greet you and congratulate you on the beginning of this week, ICT Week, which attracted the attention of not only the regional telecommunications union, but the guests of international organizations and foreign guests showed us that ICT is the element, is the lever for effective building of our solid society. Without informational technologies, as we realized, solid economy is impossible. So I would like to say a few words about the history And Sergei Petrovich said that this is the 25th time that we convene here in Minsk. And I would like to add that Sergei Petrovich, it's the 25th time within TIBO framework. And this beautiful country, Belarus, and its city, Minsk, we come more often because we have things to learn from this country, and the country has very good platforms for discussing new areas, new standards, and the work within the regional cooperation yielded very good benefits and results over the past 25-year period. But it should be mentioned that we have still quite relevant tasks related to the Sustainable Development Goals. As you know, were adopted at the General Assembly of UN in December, and those 11 goals that were adopted within the International Telecommunication Union were identified as priorities. And you know, I was very pleasantly surprised today, although I've been here just for a few hours, and I would like to address our guests, because when on the TV channels they showed in a very small ad 17 Sustainable Development Goals, and this was the information viewed by the entire population and guests of Belarus, and where Sergei Petrovich, as Sergei Petrovich mentioned in his report, that this is the goal, which is to build and implement those goals by 2030. But I think Belarus, those goals can be achieved much sooner if they stick to the approach they are implementing right now. And I would like to add that in each of our country we have our own programs for implementing those goals and for building information-based society. But the way it is implemented here is really commendable. And I think that the Executive Committee of the Regional Telecommunications Union will make the necessary adjustments in our work, in the work of our regional Commonwealth. And I would like to add that within TIBO, we always hold the events of the regional Commonwealth Telecommunication Union. Remember, last year we had the meeting of the chairperson of the telecommunication councils. They participated in the forum, they participated in the exhibition, they saw all the achievements. This time we came and we saw the participants of post services of the regional telecommunication union. And you know that the postal service is one of the units of the telecommunication administration, and I should add that the information technologies in the postal services are just as relevant as in the telecommunication area in general. Allow me to wish you all the success in holding this forum and in tomorrow's exhibition and in holding all those planned roundtables that cover all topics necessary to build an efficient information-based society. I wish you all success. Thank you. And now I would like for you to greet the solo artists Tatiana Gavrilova, Alexander Gelach, and Alexander Mikhnyuk that will perform for you.
Suscita l'amore, poiché quell'occhio al cuore onnipotente va. Libiamo, amore, amore, fra i valici più caldi baci avrà. Tra voi
We continue this ceremony, and now the floor goes to the representative of the general partner of the forum, chairperson of President of Central Asian Caucasia region of Huawei, James Chen.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is James Chen from Huawei. Welcome to TIBO-2018. So we all know probably last week there's a news from Google. Google just launched the Google Assistant. So the Google Assistant helped to book a haircut. They make a call to the shops. And finally make a reservation. And the people didn't realize it's a call from the machine, not from a human. So this is making me thinking, what's going to happen in the next 10 years? What can our life be the experience in the next 10 years? So my answer is probably we're going to enter the intelligent world very soon. Oh, yeah. Sorry. So what does it mean for the intelligent world or digital intelligent world for us? We believe there are three characteristics for the intelligent world. The first one is everything sensory. Second, all things connected. And third, everything intelligent. So the technology of the sensory already can transfer all the change in the physical world to a data, and which can enable sense anything. And communication make all the data connected everywhere. And finally, the big data and the AI technologies make the intelligent world possible, which can fundamentally change our life experience, also change our life efficiency. The fundamental will be the ICT infrastructure. What does this mean? So we just enjoyed a very wonderful opera, and then previously we have this wonderful piano musical. So just imagine if there's an AI helmet put on our heads, which can make the special people not special, which can make the people can enjoy the music the same as us. Also make the people, the blind people even, they can walk on the street freely. And also, with the AI technologies, the robot, we can have the babysitter robot, elder robot, or even education robot, can help our family to be much easier, our life much easier, can relieve our potential and our timing to do more funny things. And also, as an ordinary people, once we take a photo, with the AI chipsets or AI technologies, we can make a very professional pictures as a professionalism, like the recent Huawei P20, this phone. We have the chipsets called the Kirin 970 inside, which can detect the target and then tell you it's a view, or it's a food, or it's a flowers, make it more easy to take a professional pictures. So our life will be fundamentally changed by these kind of technologies. And also, for all the industry, particularly like the manufacturing, auto-driving, all the industries, by the AI technologies, we can have this kind of smart city, safe city, or auto-driving. New life will be changed. So based on this factor, what's the picture for the future? Our vision and the mission, starting from this year, we said that the new vision is to bring the digital to every person, every home, and every organization for fully connected, intelligent world. And we will make our efforts to developing an intelligent world with the hope to benefit the people, home, and organizations. What we see from Eurasia, most of the countries already have this kind of vision of digitalized, like digital Kazakhstan, digital Uzbekistan, or Turkish 2023. Most leading is Belarus. Belarus have a clear leading position in our region. For example, as I understood, Belarus have a target of to rank in top 30 in 2020 years for the ICT development index. Also, Belarus have a clear target to realize or to reach a target of 50 mega per second in the urban area. Also 20 mega per second in the rural area, which will make Belarus even more advanced in the near future. And Huawei is also, we are working with most other partners and our customers in this region for certain areas. First is for the ICT infrastructure. Second, for the digital industry, vertical industry. And also to integrate the local ecosystem and to education and training the local talents. For example, in the ICT infrastructure, we're working with most of our customers here in this region for the both MBB and FBB to make the network experience much better. And for the digital industries, we're working also with our partners to transfer the content, the paperwork to cloud, to digitalize. Like we're working with the big cloud to make the government workflow towards the cloud. And to integrate the local partners, we did like a smart home in Belarus. Also, we did our open lab. We did our this kind of local ecosystem. There are more than 100 partners already working with Huawei in this region. And also, finally, in the end, people or talent is everything. In Belarus, we're working with the Minister of the Communication, also Minister of the Education, to have this kind of provide the training opportunities for the local students. In the coming few years, we're going to try to train more than 1,000 talents for Belarus. So we'll work very closely with our customers and partners on this area. And finally, we hope to work with our partners and customers together to build a full connected, digital, and intelligent world together. Thank you very much. Спасибо.
Слово для выступления предоставляется Андрею Смелкову.
The floor goes to Andrei Smelkov, the Vice President of Power and MTS Russia. Distinguished colleagues, friends, I'm very happy to welcome you at the 25th conference and exhibition of TIBO in the Republic of Belarus. It's a great honor to be here giving a speech to you today. Please let me tell you briefly about what innovations have been implemented by MTS Companies Group and in what way we integrate these innovations of the companies group in our daughter companies, including our daughter company in Belarus. Briefly, I will tell you about the MTS Companies Group. As for today, MTS is the doubtful leader of mobile communications in Russia, which has more than 40% of the market. Daughter companies work in 3 more countries: Armenia, Belarus, and Ukraine. In Armenia and Belarus, the companies of the group are also leaders of the market, and in Ukraine, we have a daughter company called Vodafone, and this is the top 2 GSM operator. In general, the subscribers base in all 4 countries exceeds 107 million subscribers. At that, MTS in Russia today is not only mobile communications, but a widespread multifunctional business, and includes, in addition to the core mobile communications, also large fixed business, 3 million consumers or subscribers. New connections are 7.5 million every quarter. Satellite communications, ozone, e-commerce. We have more than 20 our own applications that we have developed, and over 12 million subscribers use those. MTS and MTS Bank MTS owns its own bank. We actively develop the financial services. We already have 8 large data centers and a platform for the industrial Internet of Things. For the last few years, the main drivers of growth of telecommunications companies, as you know, was the development of data and internet connectivity. However, today, in the conditions of very harsh competition, as far as digital economic marketplace, as Facebook, Google, Amazon, WhatsApp, and others, show that this is not enough. The main driver of growth of successful telecommunications companies in the forthcoming future is implementation and promoting new digital services. As an example of such new digital services, you can see on this slide the Mts Cash Desk. This is a thing that is already in life and successfully sold in Russia. This is an integrated solution which was designed by Mts Companies Group. It is for small and medium businesses in Russia. Mts not only provides a cash terminal and a modem, a 3G router to connect a retail outlet, but also ensures the operator of physical data and also enables to generate data and statistics in the user account. So this is a turnkey solution which is very convenient to use and which is very attractive to small and medium businesses. In the meantime, MTAs focuses on development and on improving financial technologies and services. Our vision of developing these services includes a possibility to launch a mobile wallet for every client, safe SIM card biometric identification, performing all payments in one click, easy and fast connectivity of retail outlets to various payment systems using the QR codes of the retailer. Our today's philosophy and development strategy of MTS is based on studying all needs of human beings, all categories of clientele, and developing digital services and connectivity to them. The main purpose is to support subscribers by offering them new digital services and integrating them into a common platform for comfortable use. I would like to give you a few more examples of digital services introduced by MTS. The project of telemedicine development, e-health, it is developed by MTS with Mts. This is one of the largest private networks of e-health, and this is part of a MK system of Russia. This system envisages that we use special application, mobile application, to book an appointment at doctors, and this enables to get you the best doctors in the institution. We launched this project in March 2018, and today we scale up the functionality of the system and we work up the scenario of penetrating the product in foreign medical markets. In particular, tomorrow at the exhibition you will be able to see the pilot of how telemedicine is going to be developed in the Republic of Belarus in the forthcoming future. Also, MTS experts develop smart education. In the meantime, we pilot the system and it's planned to be launched by the end of the second quarter of 2018. The system envisages to be developed in stages. We will have a large-scale promo. This will be English classes during the third quarter, then there will be math in the fourth quarter, and then we will expand the subjects and we will start penetrating foreign markets. Another interesting area of investment for our company is entertainment. And in entertainment, one of the most profitable and interesting businesses is cybersports. MTS implements this project together with the Gambit Exports, which is one of the global leaders of this entertainment industry, and its fan base is over 1 million people in Russia and CIS countries. It is planned that this service will be launched in the fourth quarter of 2018, and we also expect to have synergy with the smart education system. It's a trendy word, big data, and MTS pays special attention to development of digital services that will process big data. As I have already said, MTS in Russia has a network of 8 large data centers. Development of this area of business in the company is supported by a large team of highly qualified experts, over 100 people. Due to that, this area of business boosts we are going to generate over 2 billion Russian ruble revenues in this business. Development of cloud services, or cloud MTS, this is very demanded by businesses in Russia, and this is a natural continuation of MTS communication and information services. 1 year ago, we started selling the service as the infrastructure, and this year we start penetrating the market, offering platforms as a service, and also the services of offering software as a service, as a whole-scale and holistic full-fledged solution. We also plan to penetrate the markets of CIS, Eastern and Western Europe, because big data is the baseline for development of future digital economy. MTS creates a platform for development of digital economy of the future in Russia. At that, we believe our daughter company in Belarus to be the most developed and ready for innovative development. And we consider this as an optimal partner for primary scaling up of all necessary and prospective MTS digital services in the Republic of Belarus. In the end, I would like to say a few words about cooperation between the MTS Companies Group and the GSM Association of the World, which comprises over 800 GSM operators from all over the world. Our company, together with the leading transnational operators and global leaders of the mobile business, actively cooperates with the GSMA on development of prospective projects as Future Networks, Mobile Connect, Blockchain Consortium, etc. And I personally represent MTS in the strategies group, and the president of MTS is also a member of the board of GSMA. During the first half of October, under the GSMA, Moscow will host a Mobile 360 mobile forum, which is similar to Mobile 360 forums organized in other countries of the world, which are for the GSM operators and other regulatory authorities. It is also planned to invite some stakeholder GSM operators from Europe and Asian countries. Power MTS is ready to be the sponsor and participant of the event, and I would like to use this opportunity to invite the representatives of the Ministry of Communications and mobile operators and fixed communications operators to actively participate in this event. You can address me. I will give you more detailed information about this event. I would like to invite all of you to Moscow to this roundtable discussion. This is going to be a very interesting event. Thank you for your attention. Now we pass the floor to Nikolai Orlov, Regional Vice President of Russia and CS of Eutelsat from Russian Federation.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm glad to welcome you on behalf of the Eutelsat SA company, which is one of the major satellite operators in the world and the leading company in the area of satellite radio broadcasting. I hope these slides will switch smoothly. So the Eutelsat company operates in the market of satellite communications for 40 years now. The headquarters of the company is in Paris. And today we own and operate 38 satellites on the stationary orbit. And in the near future, we're going to launch 2 more satellites that are now in the construction stage. As I already mentioned, Eutelsat company is a world leader in the area of satellite television and radio broadcast. Today our satellites are used to broadcast more than 6,800 TV channels, and out of which 1,200 channels are high-resolution channels, and our viewers now number more than 1 billion people, and the personnel in Paris and in our regional offices have more than 1,000 experts from 44 countries, 44 nations, and the annual turnover over the last financial year was almost 1.5 billion euros. So this slide shows you the satellite grouping of Eutelsat. So the satellites I already mentioned that are operational in the CU, KU and KA range. On this slide you can see our regional offices, 21 offices. Also we own 6 teleports and work with over 60 partnership companies that provide us land services. And on the left you can see our regional offices. So on my left, on your right. So on this slide you can see the types of services provided by Eutelsat using our satellites. You can see that 64% of the turnover is generated by television and radio broadcasting, 12% is fixed transfer of data, and 12% is provision of different services to public organizations, and in the last year we've been actively developing such area as satellite broadband access. 7% of our turnover fall to the fixed broadband access, and 5% is mobile broadband access on the airplanes and ships. Here I'm not going to delve into details. You can see all the types of services provided by our company, by companies using the satellites of Eutelsat company. We are very glad that since 1990s, using Hotbird satellite, which is at 13 degrees, a Belarusian TV channel, Belarus 24, it's called today, is broadcasting. This is the leading satellite television group in Europe, and here you can also see the main groups in those regions that we are actively present: America, Africa, Middle East, Russia, and Europe. So almost global coverage. So here you can see a small share of companies that are our long-term clients, and you can see that those are world leaders in the area of television and radio broadcasting, and the TV channel Belarus 24 that I already mentioned. And we are very glad that through our satellites, Russian TV packages and TV Plus and 3-color TV are broadcasted too. On this slide you can see the orbital positions of the satellites through which the services of broadband internet access are provided, including Europe, Russia, Asia, Africa, and Latin America. So this is the area we've been actively working in and which is actively developing right now in the world. Well, on this slide you can see a number of services that have been actively developing by our major partners. Viasat, Hughes, Gilat and Panasonic, services of broadband access to the internet with very high speeds. On sea and in air, comparable to the internet on land. And very often we'll have a broadband satellite internet which is comparable to the fiber internet. And also we provide new mobile services on board ships and on airplanes and high-speed trains in Europe. This is a very actively developing area right now. So I would like to say a few words about broadband satellite access. This is a nice picture with a lot of like beam type coverage by KSAT satellite, which is in the position of 9 degrees of eastern longitude, with the terminal on the right for you is shown, and we can provide services both for mass market and for companies, for different public services, and those services can become available in Belarus too, and because the satellite covers Belarus too, so no investments into land infrastructure is needed, because the entire infrastructure, the space-based and land-based infrastructure are already there, quite in demand in the Western and Eastern Europe. We'll be glad to cooperate with one of the local or several local operators in Belarus that would be willing to offer those services in Belarus. So here you can see our major clients in the area of satellite broadband internet access. You can see a number of really major companies such as Airbus, Boeing, when we talk about the broadband internet access on board the plane. And also you can see the shareholders of Eutelsat, and I would like to say that since 1994 Belarus has been a party to the intergovernmental organization, and starting from 2001 Telecom has been a shareholder of Eutelsat SA. So we have a Belarusian component too. Thank you very much for your attention. I'll be glad to answer any of your questions. Now I'd like to give the floor to Mr. Cao Li, the Executive Director of China Telecom Europe, United Kingdom. Уважаемые гости,
it's really honor for me to come here for the second time. Last year, China Telecom just joined the Belarus market. This year, we have already put our service on launched on the Great Stone. So today's presentation, I think I will bring some of the experience, especially for China Telecom, doing the IoT things. As everybody knows that China Telecom is the biggest operator in mainland China, not only on the mobile service, but also on the fixed line. But since the recent years, the competition in the mainland China domestic is fairly. So when you consider the customer population is like 14 billion. So it's very difficult for you to get some customer from the other operators to sustain your business growth. So for China Telecom, our ambitious or our strategy is, okay, we will make some digital transfer, not only from the customer. Still, customer is very important, but not only from this segment. We will do more things on the data use, data consumptions. So we set up. So we focus on the IoT, Internet of Things. So here are some of the here are some of the, the decisions, or get some of the, the market feedback from our IoT development. So you can see that right now, we're thinking the low power wireless access is the main reason to contribute the revenue from. So you can see there are 4 different kind of the, regions to generate revenue. One is for the smart manufacturer, smart card, smart meter, and the smart home. So China Telecom not only focus on these 3 or 4 different kind of applications, we mainly focus on the platform. So you know that from the top, you can see that the revenue contributed from the IoT is 4 different segments. From the connectivities, only bring 10% of the revenue, but from the terminal, like the 30%. From the platform, is 20, and from the applications, is 40. So platform and applications mainly is more than half of the revenue. So for China Telecom, we not only provide the connectivities, but we also try to set up the platform, because the scale of mainland China, the scales of the customer base, and the scale of the different kind of applications. So we can not only reduce the cost, but we can know a lot of the headache for the vendors or for the users. So we will share this information with our colleagues. So here are some of the typical examples, not only for the transportation, environment, energy, and other areas like the water meter monitoring, like the water sensor and parking and the garbage, all this one. So I will not describe this in details. Here are some of the examples. One is, okay, smart parking is already being used all over the, like I can say, all over the mainland China. The second one is like the smart meter for the energy, to save the cost for the people to reading those kind of the meter. And also this smart meter can tell the household how much of the cost you have already used, how you can save this kind of cost. And also like the garbage bin. What about is it full, or is it need to dump, or is it can stand for next one week without any care? So this is all the things we have already done. And some of, and also I think this is the smart logistic, because we have already running the business in the Great Stone. We know that in the Great Stone, one of the ambitions is to set up the customer within the CS country. So within these applications, it can not only provide a physical lock, but also with the electric lock. So can tracing this one, and also when the system linked together, that means it's very easily and short the customer clearance. So the clearance. So this is a very, very unique applications, can help us on not only in mainland China, but also we thinking it's a benefit for the Great Stone. So the last one is just one of the 2 samples. One is we coordinate, because we cannot only doing the business with our own. We coordinate with other vendors to set up the platform, to set up the terminal, to set up the applications. So we coordinate with Huawei, with the local vendors to set up the water group, contract with the Shenzhen Water Group to provide a smart meter. Another one is, I think everybody know that OFO is the share economic. That means the bicycle can be shared between the peoples. So China Telecom not only provide the system integration, but also provide some of the chips inside the bicycle to be locked, unlocked, or how to make the payment. So here is only some of the sample. So in the final, I just want to say that China Telecom right now have so many experience. We know the customer's pain. We know how to solve this kind of the painful, and we want to share this experience. We also want to bring the low-cost applications or the platform to coordinate with the local people, to share the experience with local vendors. And we do hope that this kind of the experience will enhance the Greystone, the business, be more successful. Thank you.
Слово предоставляется...
Now I'd like to give the floor to Mr. Dmitry Russo, the Vice President for Eastern Europe from Nokia company. I'm sorry, I'm not very fluent in Russian.
I know I'm the last one. I'm between you and the drink. So, and that's a challenge because I need to manage my presentation in 10-15 minutes, which is not an easy one for an Italian guy, right? So, but let's try. Doesn't work. It can take a bit more. What I do doesn't work. Okay. So we saw different presentations, and then we understood that the world around us is changing, and then it's changing very fast. And then the history tells us that all companies that are not willing to adapt to this change, they practically disappear. We see that 52% of the Fortune 500 firms since 2000 are gone. And then we also see that today the biggest corporates, so the one that you see listed there, Facebook, Amazon, Netflix, they all use virtualized resources and the infrastructures in order to adapt very fast to the change. And that's one of the key points. We went through different industrial revolutions, so we can see that we are in the fourth industrial revolutions. And the colleagues before, they went through the IoT topics, through the cloud topics, to robotics, artificial intelligence. So these are all the drivers of the fourth revolution, industrial revolutions. And we see that the enablers are cloud, virtualized, 5G in order to bring low latency. We all know that. Digital transformation, it's very important, must be a business-driven initiative. Otherwise, we miss the point. So we need to be sure that we increase the productivity at the all levels. And then the digital transformations will require as well changes on people, changes on the process, changes on the tool, which go across the whole organizations in your company. Call it finance, call it procurement, call it HR. But on top, to become a truly digital service provider, we need to touch many aspects of the business. And then there are different starting points, but we in Nokia do believe that 4 are the pillars important for be successful in the digital transformation. So the first one is the infrastructure. So practically we need to make sure that we have a programmable network that can scale up and down based on the needs that we have in the network. The second one is the operations. So we need to make everything less complex in order to be able to enable our network and our services to the business needs. The third one is the business. So we need to have all data inside. We need to learn what the people want in order to be able to deliver customized services, and that's the key for the digital transformation coming in front of us. And then definitely the experience. So we need everything to be automated. We need to have a robotics inside, otherwise we miss the point. But then the four blocks, they all need to be connected together. If we let this run in silos mode, again, we will fail. We will be one of the 54 companies that disappeared. Has to be everything linked together and then run on top of artificial intelligence. That's what we call connected intelligence. Of course, I skip this one. Of course, okay. The CSPs, they need also to understand that we need to think differently on how we invest our CapEx, our OpEx. So practically, what we did as yesterday has to be turned upside down, right? It's important to build the network, yes, but it's very important to focus on learning from the customers, from our end user. It's very important to bring programmable software. It's very important to bring artificial intelligence. So it's there where we need to invest in the future. And then we saw also that we have a lot of use cases. Practically everything where you can place a sensor, it's an IoT, it's an Internet of Things. So you can move from energy, so think you have a very remote areas where you need to start bringing private LTE or Wi-Fi, to transportation, so having autonomous cars, or think the challenge of the retail. So today you can buy everything online, so practically the big shopping mall can disappear, right? But here we need to start helping them on bringing the intelligence into the picture. That's why we speak a lot about artificial intelligence. Of the cities, we saw everything has to be smart, smart metering, smart parking, smart building. So this will be the challenge, how to make this real. And of course, let me make a bit of a sales pitch. In Nokia, we have today an end-to-end solution, so we can help the CSPs to be successful. As you know, we acquired one of our closest competitors last year, Alcatel-Lucent, which is part of Nokia, and part of Nokia it's Bell Labs now, which I think you are familiar with. So Bell Labs, they won 8 Nobel Prize. So I repeat, 8 Nobel Prize on the innovation we brought into the telecommunication. So practically we can help also the CSPs and everybody who want to play a strong role on the digital transformation on this kind of consultancy services. So to bring you on looking, and then I go to the final speech, to the final, so to work future back so in order to charter your future and not from today to the future. So that's the key point. So let's work together, future back. So thank you very much for having us here. Thank you.
At the end of the ceremony, we will listen to Palladium Electric Band.
Участники церемонии торжественного...
The members of the official opening ceremony are invited to the business cocktail to the interview hall for networking. Thank you very much and see you tomorrow at the exhibition.